Don't point it out.
All right, those of you that are not part of the class, which is a handful of you, thank you very much for coming. Those that are in my class, I'm glad you're required to be here. And you're all here, which is good. So, welcome for coming. This is part of a chance for you to explore something called interactive theater. You will actually be able to participate with it. The creative drama class has been working for about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks so far in the term, on various activities and methods and exercises on creative involvement type drama. The particular subject we're talking about is bullying, and they've been researching that for the last 3 weeks or so. They finalized their scripts this weekend, and they, but I really want to mention that this is a work in progress. If we had time, and for their final exam, one of the things that they'll work on is where would they go next with the script? Where would they adjust and adapt the script? So realize that we've been working on this process. And you are part of the process at this point. We would ask you to participate as much as you feel comfortable participating. Jump in if they ask you to do something. If they show you a technique, please be involved with it. We'll have a quick talkback session with the cast after each performance. Also, there are brochures and pamphlets on bullying on the back table if you're interested in taking some, so they can study more or learn more about that. So any information or any involvement that you give to this particular company, this class, this play, will help them on their final exam. So you can help them get a good grade. So without further ado, I would like to introduce the Ultimate Legislation Theater Company, who's going to be doing a play called What Goes Around Comes Around.
That's good, son! Dad, I think I got one! Dad! Wow, look at how big it is! Wow!
You know, I really do have the best dad. He's always been so supportive ever since I was a little kid. You know, I have the best house. I love my dad, and I love my life.
I have the best son ever. I've gotten with warm and encouraging words. In a safe and steady household, you can raise a respectable young man. And that's why I know my son will be a great man.
Dad, I hate you signing this.
When the hell did you do this?
Well, I didn't.
No, I didn't deserve this, man. Constantly getting yelled at, beaten. I hate this house. I hate him. And I hate my life.
Worthless. Good for nothing. I try to turn him up right. I do. I try. He doesn't listen. He doesn't listen. And that's why she left me. What a piece of shit.
Bullying is a cycle, which commonly starts at home. But let's see what takes place in the high school's cafeteria.
Hey, Dad. Yeah, I'd love to go fishing right after school. That sounds great. Take the boat, go out on the lake. Great.
Hey, whoa.
I gotta go.
See what you just did there.
Yeah, see what you did?
Hey,
I'm-
Marco.
I'm really sorry.
I got
I
this.
didn't see it sitting there. I'm
Sorry,
really
man.
sorry. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, what am I supposed to do about lunch now, huh? Think I made money? I can just buy myself a new lunch?
I'm really sorry. I didn't
You're
even see
sorry,
it sitting
yeah?
there. No,
Let me tell you how this is gonna go. You're gonna meet me in the courtyard after school. And I'd advise you show up.
Okay, yes, sir.
Be there!
Let's go.
Alright guys, so here comes the first kind of point in our audience participation here today. We're going to just kind of want to get you warmed up. We're just going to do sort of like thoughts, your feelings on this, you know, and your predictions for what's going to happen, that sort of thing. So, you know, I want to know, you know, what do you think our victim here, Tommy, is feeling, or what our bully victim, or what our bully Blake is feeling, you know. What you've kind of seen that alludes to, you know, this behavior, that kind of thing. So does anyone want to start us off? Just, you know, thoughts. There's no wrong answers here. We just kind of want to get us all warmed up. Yes?
I think Blake is reflecting his father's treatment of him on others.
It's a very insightful comment. Anybody else? Nobody. Come on here, guys. We're gonna, like, you know, we're gonna get you more involved here. So let's just get it. Yes.
I am sure that Tommy is scared out of his mind.
Do you have any idea what's gonna happen next? Chance?
There's going to be a confrontation, but I'm not sure who's going to come out on top.
I got you. Anybody else here? You know, anything more, you know, what's going on inside their heads, that kind of thing? Sir.
I think when Blake is challenging Tommy, he is trying to assert his dominance in some form of his life, trying to take control.
Yeah, that's a good one there. All right, so without further ado, we proceed to scene 3, which is in the courtyard.
Oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, come on, it was an accident. I mean, it was an accident, right? You saw it, you didn't mean to do it. I mean, what do you think's gonna happen? What do you think's gonna happen? I mean, come on, what do you think? You can't do anything to me. I mean, it was seriously, it was an accident. It was an accident, right? I mean, I didn't mean it. What do you think he's gonna do? I mean, well, what's he gonna say? You're no help. Come on. I really hope that we can just hatch that like gentlemen. You know, I think that he'll be nice. I think he'll be nice.
Well, loser showed up.
Hey Blake, how's it going? How you feeling, buddy?
I'm hungry, Tommy.
Yeah.
In case you forgot, I didn't get lunch today.
I'm real sorry about
Yeah,
not keeping
sorry.
train off. I just want to apologize again. That's my bad, Blake. I'm real sorry. I
Well,
didn't
see,
mean to do it.
here's what I'm thinking, Tommy. I think that it's only fair you should buy me lunch tomorrow.
Lunch? Yeah, I got lunch. Lunch is on me.
Get
Here you go.
$2.50 in there?
$2.50, right?
How about I just take all of that?
Yeah, you take the whole thing, Blake. You take the whole thing. I'm real sorry about that. Okay.
Ooh, just
Okay, yeah.
problems.
Small problem? Small problem?
Yeah, small problem.
Okay.
See, this covers lunch for tomorrow, no problem,
No problem,
but
lunch on me, lunch on
I'm
me.
thinking maybe you could buy me lunch the day after tomorrow too.
Yeah, I guess I could do that, Blake.
I'm thinking maybe you could buy me lunch for the next week.
Next week,
Next
that
month.
sounds good. The next month, that's kind of pushing,
Marco,
it's pushing a little bit.
How about you buy me lunch for the next year?
There's just no way that I could, there's no way that I could do that.
No way you could
There's
do
just,
that.
there's just not enough time, not enough
You
money.
still have a problem, don't
I'm
you?
sorry.
Shut the hell up!
Okay, shut the whole thing, okay.
See, Tommy, I'm a reasonable guy.
You seem unreasonable, but you seem not reasonable.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put my hand out, and I'm gonna count to 5. And if the money I have that I'm asking for isn't in my hands, then that small problem gets a whole lot bigger.
But Blake,
5.
Blake, I don't have the money.
4.
I can't get you that kind of money
3.
right now. Just give me till
2.
tomorrow. Let me ask my
1.
dad. Let me bring it to you tomorrow. Blake, come on,
0.
please, Blake. Blake, come on.
Well,
Come on, Blake, just don't
Your
do
time
this.
has run out. My hand is empty.
I can't.
So now we have a big problem. Hey, what the hell are you doing?
Nothing. I'm just walking here.
Not calling for help, are you?
No, my friend needed a ride. I was going to buy
Marco,
a parking lot.
watch it.
I promise. He's got a red pickup. I'm just walking here right now.
Hand over.
But
Now! Get out of here, would you? Hey, get away!
Alright guys, so I'm back again right now. Alright, we're gonna have some more in-depth activities coming first, but we just kinda wanna get you in this vein of thinking right now. So this is just more thoughts, suggestions, feelings. So, I wanna know, you see the plot escalating here. I wanna know, why you think that is, what's going to happen next, and just more thoughts on the character. So kind of the same vein of thinking. A new character was introduced, like the bystander, what could they have done, something about that. So anything like that. Does anybody have anything to go off of? Anything at all, man. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
The bystander could have intervened. I mean, he was trying to help, I'm assuming he was calling for help on his phone, but he could have done more. He could have gotten help instead of just failing.
Very true. Does anyone want to go off of that?
Kind of building on that, I'd like to know more like what's inside Marco's head, what's going on with him. It's kind of like being a sidekick to a bully. Is he really into it or not?
Oh no, it's a very good thought. Hopefully, we'll get to see more of that coming soon, coming a little later on. So, does anybody else have any comments here? We're gonna get you more involved in the later scenes here, but I'm just trying to work it out. So, all right then. So, without further ado, we're going to scene 4, which is in the counselor's office. Okay. Well, Tommy, these are very serious accusations. Okay, I need you to be completely honest with me. He stole your wallet, and then he proceeded to cause physical harm to you.
That's exactly what happened. We were out in the courtyard, and he started bullying me, and then he took my wallet and asked for a bunch of money. And
Okay,
then
Tommy,
I
that's all I need. These are very serious accusations, Blake. Okay, I need you to be completely honest with me. I need your side of the story.
Well, sir, I absolutely had a problem with lunch yesterday, and Tommy lended me a helping hand. Such a model citizen, and you know I assured I'd pay him back today.
And that's what Blake proceeded to tell me, Tommy.
No, that's not true. That's not right. That's not what happened at all.
All right, Tommy. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna schedule another appointment with Blake. We're gonna get this worked out. I promise.
Okay.
Tommy says that isn't the story at all, Blake. I need you to be honest here with me. Okay, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here as an administrator. I need you to be completely honest.
Sir, I definitely approached Tommy in the courtyard after yesterday. I just wanted to tell him thanks for his generous donation. Clumsy Tommy, as I approached him, tripped over a rock and I fell right over top of him, probably causing the bruises he has on his side.
And that's what Blake proceeded to tell me, Tommy.
No, that's not right at all. He's lying. He's lying. He harassed me. He harassed me.
All right,
Come
Tommy,
on, sir.
Here's what I'm gonna. Here's
You
what
can't
I'm gonna
let
do.
this go.
I'm going to schedule an appointment with both of you, and we're gonna work this out like gentlemen. Okay. All right, boys. As an administrator here, I'm pressed between a rock and a hard place. There are no witnesses on either side. You both have completely different stories. I don't know what to do here. I mean, I feel like I know Tommy is a very respectable, trustful young man, and Blake, I feel like you two can work this out together. Boys will be boys, and I feel like being gentlemen, I will be a moderator if you need me.
But come on, something has to be done here.
Tommy, I feel like you're both reasonable people. I don't see why this can be handled by yourselves.
Sir, if I may, I just want to assure you and to Tommy here that if anyone tries to mess with him, they're going to have to go through me first. I'm not going to let it happen.
You see, Blake seems like a very reasonable young fellow, Tommy. I feel like you have nothing to worry about.
But sir,
Tommy, I'm a very busy man. I'm going to this meeting. This meeting is over. I'm sorry, boys.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here we have the counselor saying he's unable to help with our character's issues. So 3 of you in the audience under your chairs have a yellow card. If you have that yellow card, I need you to stand up. There's 1, 2, 3. So you, sir, and you, sir, I need you both to take a step behind one of our wonderful characters here. He's like, oh, yeah. So, in the theater, we have a technique we like to call a thought bubble. A thought bubble is when you give a thought to one of the characters on the stage, and by touching their shoulder, and then you speak simply what you think they are saying. For example, this is getting really intense. I wonder what's going to happen next. That's a great thought, Quinn. So we're going to start over here with you, sir.
I'm not gonna bully him anymore.
I wish I knew which one was telling the truth, but I can't do anything. I don't have any witnesses.
Ooh, that's really good.
How about you, sir?
Yeah, school counselors are no help. I'm gonna take to the streets.
So, I need someone in the audience to come take a step up here and rearrange our characters. How about you, ma'am? I need you to rearrange the characters to figure out how you think that the counselor could have dealt better with the situation, and then kind of explain what you did.
Yeah, because I'm not comfortable with this physical contact.
Now can you explain?
Okay, well, the counselor was consoling Tommy, and he's like, you know, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get you help or whatever. And Blake over here, he's still agreeing because I don't think he's changing his ways yet. So he's like, yeah, you know, everything's good between us. And Tommy's happy because the counselor's being a better counselor.
Okay, so let's go through with plot bubbles one more time and give them a plot bubble from this position.
I have a friend who's dealt with this type of stuff before. I'm gonna call him and see if he can come in and help.
Why is Blake so okay with this?
Those are all really good. Thank you very much. If you can please go find seats. Thank you. So, I'm going to let the characters quickly get rearranged. So, next we have another scene. We're going to take it back to the courtyard. And let's see how this is dealt with now.
Man, I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, how could they just dismiss it like that? It's just, it's wrong. I mean, what do you think he's gonna do to me, man? I'm scared. What's gonna happen? Do you think he's gonna be okay? What do you think he's gonna do?
I have no idea.
I mean, come on. What do you think? Come on. What's gonna happen? What's Blake gonna say? What's Blake gonna do?
I don't know.
Tommy, you're probably in a world. You're probably in for a world of hurt.
That's not what I want to hear. That's not what I want to hear at all. What'd you say? Oh. Okay.
Worthless, good for nothing little dweeb. How dare you rat me out to the counselor?
Yeah, rats are the lowest low.
Shut up, Marco! You are seriously going to pay.
Is he dead?
He's not dead, stupid, he's unconscious.
Are you okay, man?
Get off me, man. Fine.
So here it's getting really intense. We had Blake knocking Tommy unconscious and even pushing his own sidekick Marco down. Does anyone have any thoughts of what they think could happen next? How about you, sir?
maybe Marco gonna side with, Blake on this one. Tommy. Yeah, Tommy.
That's a good outlook. How about you, sir?
I'm gonna go with that one.
How about you?
I don't know. I was gonna side with him.
Well, we're gonna take it back to home. And let's see what happens now.
I don't know what to do anymore. I mean, I'm getting harassed in school. Even the counselors won't listen to me. Maybe this is the only way out. Maybe this is the only way I can feel safe again.
Can't believe I'm just like him. Can't believe I'm just like my father. No one to talk to. No one to explain myself to. It's the only way out.
Oh no! Tommy! He was going to be such a great dad.
Worthless. Good for
Nothing.
What a piece of shit.
Okay, so what we'd like you to do is they grab their notebooks. We're gonna have a little contact feedback session for them. Some of the things I'd like you to think about would be, to ask some questions about the storyline, because that's one of the things that they worked on. Hi, come on in. The storyline that they worked on, and also well, let's start with their storyline. Any questions you have for them about their storyline? Any insights that you'd like to ask or any questions you have about their story? Things that worked, things that didn't work, things that you might not have understood in the past, yes. Go ahead, ask.
It was a pretty solid storyline. I thought the confrontation at lunch was good because that happens, that's something that could happen, it was believable. I liked it overall.
Anything else that was believable? Let's call that line. Yes. Anything else? Or
Also,
anything?
throw out there that it did not go in the direction I thought it was going to go at all. And I thought there was going to be a resolution, that they were going to be buddy-buddy and work things out. I did not see it going down that road.
Okay. And so what do you guys, you want to react to that? Gotcha. Wayne?
I think that how the confrontation at lunch was kind of what led the plot line, so that was actually, it was good that we got that point across. And it's good that we were able to catch you off guard, kind of, and see like how we did kind of what you were expecting, we kind of went into the spin around.
Yeah, we were definitely going for the wow factor. We wanted to catch people off guard at the end and see, but make it as realistic as possible too. So.
One of the main things that we were thinking about whenever we were writing this was that too many times people will the right place about bullying that end up in a happy place, when, you know, that's not what happens every time that, you know, bullying happens. So we wanted to make it more realistic for another scenario.
Over here? Yeah.
I think we should do this, showing the similarities at the end, with that, because I think, like you just said, there's a lot of people overlook kind of like how, you know, when you're the bully or you're the victim, you know, a lot of times you're coming from the similar spot in some way, so I really like that, you know, that we're gonna show that. It's unique.
Yeah, we definitely tried to interpret that, you know, well, bullies and victims are on the opposite end of the spectrum, and, you know, stereotypically, you know, the emotional, the social problems that they have often are, you know, a lot of the same things, and it can lead to a lot of the same results, so.
And part of this class as well, we had to make a purpose statement for our company. And our purpose statement was actually about the similarities between the bully and the victim, to incorporate that into our production.
The questions you have about the audience being involved, any reactions to what you experienced as, you know, they encourage you to participate somewhere? Yes.
I like controlling everyone. Controlling their body movements, their position. That's fun.
Anyone else? Yeah.
I like how you came and talked to the audience while the bully was coming. Those people showing how scary you were.
Those that were actually up there, any reactions or insights to your experience? Share that with them because they need to be able to analyze that.
I really enjoyed doing thought bubbles. And, I mean, I think it was a good thing to have the audience come up and see where they were at that point in the play. Because, I mean, everyone has a different mindset about, you know, how they're interpreting these events. So, I thought that was a really interesting way to get us involved.
Anyone else want to participate? I mean, share, you know, their experience with the cast. Yes.
I liked going back to how you were drawing similarities to like the bully to the victim. I don't know if like you did this on purpose, but Blake used the same phrase that his dad did when he was beating up the victim. And so like that kind of left it up to like audience interpretation of like how to take that. I thought that was really cool that you like just slipped that in there and it wasn't really pronounced. I thought that was really neat.
Anyone else want to give us some feedback on that? Yeah, please. It'll help them on their exams if this group doing easy.
Were any of you guys nervous with such a bold ending, having one reaction?
Yeah.
The first person that we showed it to actually told us it was too intense, so we toned it down.
Yeah, I definitely felt like, hearing the comments in the back, I was kind of like, oh, you know, they're not going to expect this at all. So this is kind of like, you know, I hope we get a good reaction. But, you know, it was a little, but I think at the end, I felt like that people would respond well.
Anyone else want to share something? Help with their exam? Please. Okay, thank you very much. So we'll be starting in, our change drills are really quick, so if you could stick around for the next one, that's fine. We'll be starting in like 2-3 minutes. Ready to stand up? A, I appreciate you staying around. Those that are new, thank you for coming. We've got a couple things to just share with you. This is a fair drama class, and this is one of the last steps in the process that they've been going through for the last 3 or so, almost 3 weeks now. This is a very interactive type play, this one also, and all the ones that you'll see today are like that. We spent the last 2 weeks being, in many cases, just introduced to the various techniques of interactive, participatory, or applied theater, as this is called. The group has been practicing various activities and events and methods in how to perform this kind of theater. They finalized the script this weekend, maybe even yet today, which is okay because, come on in, we're going to play the room. Come on up. Come on in, have a seat. They've been working on the script for about a week, at least starting it, and they've been finalizing it. But in many cases, the script is still in process. After they're done with this performance, they're going to take your feedback and your experiences with this particular play and see what they would do with it, and then if we had time to work on the next step of it. Once again, we're focusing on the process here, not necessarily the product. Please, if they ask you to participate, feel free to jump in and join in. They'll give you various methods and techniques of having ways for you to get in. We will have a quick talk-back session at the end of their performance, and which will give them even more feedback for their final exam. So any way you can help them with that, that'd be appreciated. We also have some pamphlets and brochures on the back table there, ongoing, if you want to know more about that. What I'd like to do at this point, introduce, this is the Prestige Worldwide Theater Company, presenting The Green Monster. Go ahead.
Actually, before we start, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a brief, kind of like so you kind of know what's going on. Before, we're going to go through the play one whole time so that you kind of get the gist of what's going on. And then the second time we go through the play, you'll hear this bell. But before we go through it, the second time, we're going to hot seat the characters. And hot seating is basically where they're going to sit down and you're going to